G'day folks, another cooking dinner day, or tea as us pubs call it. I got inspired with this dish by a young lady called Tracy. From Tracy's allotment vlog, I think it's called. Go and check her channel out, guys. She does some great stuff, and this dish is no exception. I was watching it this morning, and I'd just been to the supermarket and bought some of the stuff that she was using. So I thought, oh well, a better time to use it than now. It's not even been in the freezer. I've got a couple of things to cook before it's a casserole. It's a chicken sausage casserole with some chicken pieces in. I've just got to brown them up a little bit first, but I'll get the casserole moving because I'm doing it a little bit different than Tracy. I haven't got the parsnip and I haven't got the pumpkin, and I usually put sweet potato and mash them, but I haven't got any of that. So what I'm doing, I'm putting extra carrots in the casserole, and I've got some red onion, and I'm putting a little bit of garlic and a little bit of ginger in because my wife likes ginger. I'm not that keen. I'm going to do now. Tracy did mashed potatoes on the side, and that looked terrific. She put bacon with the sausages, and that looked terrific, but I'm doing that a little bit different. I'm going to mash the potato. I'm going to cook the casserole first, then put the potato on top of the casserole, and then brown it off in the oven. And then I'm going to put the crispy bacon on top when it's all cooked, when I dish it out. So keep your fingers crossed. I've never done this before. As you all know, I'm probably an exception to the rule here. I'm not a sausage lover, but if I have to have a sausage, I'll pick chicken sausage every time. Don't know why. Weirdo. But that's the way it is. I'm a fussy eater. I've always been a fussy eater, but I blame mum. Well, I don't blame my mum at all. I blame my dad for that because I was conceived during the war and I was born just as the war ended. World War II we're talking about. And in them days food was scarce. You couldn't leave anything on your plate. You had to eat it all. And it didn't matter how much was on your plate, you had to eat it all. If you didn't, you got it next meal. That's all you got, what was left over. So you learned to finish it. And if you wanted dessert, you had to finish it, otherwise you didn't get dessert. Not that you had much choice of dessert in them days. So there were tough times. But when I decided I didn't want to eat something, and having a forceful character as I am, didn't go down well with Dad because he was a tough bloke. Like I say, he was a sergeant in World War II, he was a tank commander, and you didn't mess with him. So he made you eat it. And there's lots of things now, because of that, I don't eat. Custard tarts. I used to love custard tarts. I asked for another one, and he said, if you want another one, you're gonna eat it. Yeah, I will. I had a couple of bites of it and I didn't want it anymore, did I? Guess what? I'd eat it. I've never eaten one since. Mayonnaise is the same. I think that's where the mayonnaise came in. And there's quite a few other things that he made me eat that I don't eat now. Just can't think of them offhand, but there's things like mustard and that sort of stuff. If you had a hot dog with mustard on it, I had to eat it. I didn't like it. and quite often I wouldn't eat it. And I had a strong will too, so did Dad. And it caused a lot of problems. It caused a lot of problems up here too, over the years. But I'm over it. Having said all that, about him being a tough dad, I loved him to death. I was a daddy's boy, and I know he loved me because he was the first one there when I was in any trouble. But you did as you're told. That was them days. It's not like that today. But I was pretty strict with my kids, but I was never as strict as my dad was with me. But I was strict. You ask them. They don't forget. And I don't forget. Anyway, let's get on with this. I'll show you what I've got on so far. I'm not going to show you me peeling stuff or cooking it, pre-cooking it. I got some bacon in the pan there, that's just got to be warmed through. I got some potatoes for the mashed potatoes there on the stove. They're cooked. Now I'm going to put stuff in the casserole dish. Hey Tracy, thanks very much for this. I really appreciate it. It's fantastic. I'm going to take some of them out. I'm going to put half of these in. I know I've got a lot of red onion here, but we like onions in our house, we really do. I'm going to put these on top. Now, the thing that Tracy didn't have in, that I had in, and it was either... What was that? It was either... use it or chuck it out. It's fennel. So I've got some fennel here. It's not much. I used half of it the other day, or more than half of it the other day, but it was a big fennel bulb, and I'm going to mix that up in there like that. Right, and then I put the rest of the onion on top, and we'll mix that through. Got to use your fingers. It's only me and my family who's eating this. It's not as if I'm selling it in a restaurant or anything. And while you're at it, folks, go and see Sergeant Fiorito's channel. He's done some fish and chips, and they look damn good too. They look fine. They look very, very nice. Go and check him out. And don't forget, when you're on there, if you do have a look, give him a like. Give him and Tracy a like. Tracy does some great stuff. You've got to check hers out, mate. You really have. You've got to check her stuff out. Wow. Very impressed. And what it is, it's what I call the old Northern English cooking. It's well, that's not very successful. It's time to throw that one out if he's not going to do it. Oh well, I'll have to chop it by hand.
Fishing in the sea is celebrated in many Cornish folks.
Where'd that go? That went somewhere over here. So, like I say, give them a look. They do some great stuff, and Tracy's stuff is she does some great winter dishes too, and reminds me of my days back in England on that sort of cooking that she does. Really, what it is to me, I might be out of line here, and I don't mean to offend Tracy. To me, it's good old working man's cooking. It's what a working man comes home to at the end of the day after he's done a hard day's work. And as far as Tracy's cooking is concerned, her family should think a lot about her because what she does and how she cooks it. There's not many blokes would have meals like Tracy cooks. Very good. And Sarge, the Sarge, he lives on his own. God bless him. And I don't know where he puts it all. He makes massive amounts, but I do know where he puts it all. I'm having a go at you, Sarge. Don't worry. Anyway, he takes it to work with him for lunches. So now, the next part of the job is the leeks. I forgot to chop these, so you'll have to bear with me with this. I had to go out and get these this morning. The only thing I didn't have in. I went to Aldi round the corner where I could walk it. I didn't. I took the car. And they didn't have one. So I had to go to the fruit shop, which is about 4 times further away. The other side of the hospital. That's a big leak, that one. Ooh. But I'm a bit like Sarge today. I'm making a lot because this will come in handy for lunches for Beryl and I. My son will be at work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I might even put it in the freezer for Ron. And have it a week or 2 down the track later on, you know. It's a damn good leek. Mind you, it was $4 for a bloody leek. You know how to charge. So, wow, I tell you what, guys, I've had a massive 3 days. I haven't been able to do much online or anything. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's shopping day, and then I had to go out and get ready, and I had to go out early on Friday night, and Saturday, Beryl wasn't too well. I had to look after her most of the day. She started getting a bit crook. She started getting a bit crook on Friday afternoon. I nearly wasn't able to go out to see the band. What do you think of my band video? That's a top band, that was. That was a great night. I don't get out very often doing things like that anymore. I used to do that all the time with my wife. We used to go out for dinner all over the place, and we used to go further afield too, a long ways. We travel 3 or 4 hours to get a feed to see a band, you know, if I wasn't working. But sometimes in the early days, before she got sick, I was usually working myself. So she'd come out with me, and we'd have tea at the club then, and she'd have to sit through my lot. I've not put them on yet. I'll put them on later. Those spring onions. So now here we go. Give it another shake. Shake, shake, shake. Now, the only other thing I didn't have, Tracy, and it won't be the same, unfortunately. Oh well, that's left a bit out. The casserole dish isn't big enough. I've got to put the sausages in and chicken. Yeah, I might have to take some of that out and do 2 lots, which is not a problemo. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to clear that. I think I'll toss that. That's no good. That's brand new too. A load of crap, and I paid a lot of money for that garlic press, and it don't work. So I'll show you what I've got here. Oh yeah, what I was saying, Tracy. There's my chicken, and there's my sausages. I just, before I did the video, I just packed them. I was vacuum packed them. I was going to freeze them. No, I don't have to. I've just wasted my time doing that. So the only thing I've got, I haven't got the chicken casserole, but what I have got is creamy chicken leek base, and I got French onion soup mix, and then I'm gonna just check see what other herbs I can put in, if any. I don't know. It depends what it is. But I've just got to cook I've got to cook these out now. But I'm going to put that in to cook it down, and I'll bring you back when I do the next step. Okay. Okay, folks. We've got the gravy done. I didn't use the onion soup mix. I used chicken stock, and I put some thyme in it and some basil, which said on the internet I could. So I did check it out first, and they said that's okay, and a little bit of sugar. So that's all that's in there at the moment. I'll thicken it up later. Excuse me, get rid of that off there. Now I'm going to put it in the oven for about an hour or an hour and a half, something like that. What I'll do, I'll leave it in for an hour, and then I'll put it in with the mashed potatoes on for the last half hour. So I'm going to cook that off first, and then I've got to cook the chicken. The chicken and the sausages, and then I'll put that in as soon as I can. So, but I want to get this cooked first, because then I'm gonna. What Tracy did, she left the lid off. She put the lid on, and then she took the lid off to thicken it up. Well, I'm not going to put a lid on it. I want it to thicken up there, because when I put the potatoes on, it will stop any moisture coming out for the last half hour. So I'll check the moisture then and how thick it is, and we'll sort that out before I put the potatoes on. All right, let's get this show on the road. That's in. Turn it on. Oh, turn it on at the plug first. That usually works. Now, what I want it on bake, and I want it on 180. Yeah, I do want it on 180 on temperature. Now the time, I want to put that on for an hour, 45. What's it saying? 1 hour. There we go. I'll get these cooked off in the frying pan, and then we'll go from there. All right, folks. Catch you in a bit. Okay, Google. Oh, it's on. I thought my light. I didn't think my light was on. I thought it was the sun. No, my light's on. I've got to ask Google for that. Right, time to put the chicken in.
Whether it's a gin and tonic, a delicious piece of dry, or a vodka spritz, 3 quarters of your drink in a mixer shouldn't make only the best experience. That's why at Fever-Tree, we go to the hinge of the earth.
That's chicken in. Give that a stir.
And why would we never use any artificial sweeteners, ever? So whatever mixture you're making,
Well, there's plenty of liquid in there.
Fever-Tree.
And then we'll put the sausages in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I should have cut them in half. What do you reckon? I don't know. Never done it before. There we go, one more to go. Get them under so they get cooked. And there's still room for the taters to go on top. So I've judged that right. I've took some off. Okie dokie. Let's get it going. It should be on there now. It's about 5:30. And then by 6 o'clock my son should be home. He's gone out for the day. The bacon's there ready to go. Uh-oh. What happened? There we go. Bacon's there ready to go. I've just got to mash the spuds then, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to assemble the spuds onto the other stuff. Okay. Oh well, time to put the spuds on. But in the meantime, there's the spuds in that casserole dish, and I filled that and took some veggies out and filled that casserole dish because there was too many in the casserole dish I was using, and I put them in my vacuum sealer, and it's come down to that, and yet in there it was full, so I could keep these in the fridge now, not the freezer, and they'll keep for quite a few days and possibly a couple of weeks. So anyway, I'm going to put the spuds on. Stay tuned. Now, I've tried to thicken it up with some chicken gravy. Whether it's worked or not, I don't know. Whether the whole thing's worked or not, I don't know. But I'm gonna, oh yeah, it's thickened up. It's thickened up really nice. I mean, you want a little bit of gravy for your spuds. Now what I'm gonna do here, the whites of these spring onions, I'm just gonna put in there like that, and the greens, when I put the spuds on, I'll put on top. I have seasoned everything. I don't always put things on camera. It's boring. I don't want to bore people. Right. Now I can serve these different ways. Quite often I put cheese in, but I haven't tonight. For lunch today, just for anyone who's interested, I made curried egg sandwiches. My missus absolutely loves them. And you know, they tell me that eggs, something in the eggs, are good for dementia patients. How true that is, I don't know. I'm going off what I've heard. So don't quote me, but it can't hurt trying, can it? I clutch at straws a bit. I'll try anything that's suggested, within reason. I mean, I'm not a silly guy. If it came over as a bit silly, I wouldn't possibly consider it at all. But seeing as I forget who I think it was some specialist, a doctor, who I first heard it from. Now I don't know whether this will work. We shall see. I could have done with a few. I thought I'd done too many spuds. And I'm stupid. And I've made a lot of casseroles, I should know. I make a lot of cottage pies. I make a lot of not pies, casseroles. Too much gravy. Oh well. It's my own fault. Get rid of it. Well, it's not like Tracy's. I think Tracy's will come out a lot better than this one. But she knows what she's doing. I don't. I'm just hacking it. To be honest, I'm using what I've got in, because I wasn't planning on doing this today. Now, instead of putting this on the oven, well, I'm going to put it under the grill. All I need to do, everything else is cooked inside. So all I need to do now is brown the potatoes. So I'm going to give it 5 minutes in the oven at how I cooked it, just to warm the potatoes through. Then I'll put the grill on till they brown. So I'll just keep my eye on that, and we'll bring you back when I dish out for a taste test. But I've just got to cook the bacon too. But I'm not going to put the bacon on there. I'm going to put the bacon on the plate on top of the potatoes when I dish it out. So we've got one large rasher each, which I've cut into two. So we get 2 pieces of bacon. We get the eye of the bacon and the length of the bacon. Piece each. Now I've got to be careful because I like it crispy. My son doesn't like it crispy. Does anyone want a son called Glyn? Jesus, he gives me some crap. But I love him. I must do, or he wouldn't be living here. Alright, I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay folks, it's done. Here it goes. Let's see what happens. Looks alright. Doesn't look bad at all. Doing. There we go. Let's have a cut into it. Get me trusty spoon. Gee, I've had this spoon a long time. You'll not believe it. When I bought it, it's stainless steel. It was absolutely shiny and bright, but it's over the years it's gone a little bit dull. But nothing sticks to it. Well, it hasn't so far. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut into it, and give Beryl some. Smells all right. Now I've got to get her a sausage. Because I've got to cut it up for her. Where's the... There we go. She's got 2 of them somewhere. There's the other. Well, it's thickened up real good. Now, get me sturdy knife. That's Beryl's. Let's cut these sausages up so she's got bite-sized pieces. Sometimes she can use a spoon. Sometimes we have to feed her. Sometimes She uses her fingers like she did in the restaurant last night, but nobody cared. Now what I was going to do with this, I was actually going to serve it with some beautiful, I got 2 bunches of English spinach, and I was going to do that, but when I looked at the size of it I thought, nah, I think that would be just too much, too overpowering. I'll save the spinach for another meal. Now, just put that over there, and got the bacon here, and I'll cut that up for her. There we go. That's nice and crispy the way I like it. My son's gonna hate it. Still, you can cook it on. I'm not hard to get on with. Got to compromise sometimes. How does that look? Think she'll like that? I think she will. I think she'll love that. I'll bring you back in a minute for a taste test for me. I'll just dish my sons out and we'll be back. Well, there it is, folks. That's mine. Let's have a bit of a look at these sausages. They've come out alright, haven't they? Let's see what they taste like. I know that I've had the sausages before, and these are good ones. These were quite expensive compared to a lot of sausage. I go to a special butcher for them, and we'll see what they're like. Very nice. Taste of casserole. Wow. I didn't expect it to be as good as that. I didn't expect it to be anywhere near as good as Tracy's, and it probably isn't. But it's for the stuff I had in. A bit of chicken. Bit of chicken. Wow. Very nice. Now, there's the bacon. What I'll do now, I'll put it over here so you can see. We'll have a bit of bacon. I've got to clean the floor again. Bacon sauce. I actually got the bacon from Aldi. There's the onion, leek, fennel, carrot. I was a little bit worried whether the fennel would take over, and it hasn't done. It's there, but it's not overpowering. In fact, the time I put in, I probably was a bit heavy-handed with it. I could taste that, and I don't mind it. It's not ruined the dish. It's not over. I've not put too much time in. Just put a little bit more than what I like. That's all. There's my sausage. That's how my granddaughter used to call them. Sausages. There's a sausage I like. Well, I won't say I like them. That's the sausage I would choose over an ordinary beef sausage or pork sausage. Or if I've got to have sausage, that's it. They like them. The mob, they like them. They like sausages. And that's why I do it, because it's not all about me. Well, not all. That chicken's not dried out. I did cook it first and browned it up a bit, but I didn't overdo it. Oh wow. Juicy. Right. What I'd like y'all to do, any newcomers to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy the video, and check my other videos out while you're at it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I appreciate it if you subscribe. Oh well, I've got to clean the floor. I should put some paper towels down there in case. I should do it every time. I quite like this. Thank you very much, Tracy. I didn't copy yours completely because I didn't have the stuff to do it, but it did help me make this. It certainly triggered something, because yesterday or the day before I bought 12 sausages from that butcher I was telling you about, and today I managed to get to vacuum seal them, and then I saw your video. Oh, just vacuum seal them. So I took them back out of the took a packet. I made 2 packets, so I took them back out of the freezer, and I thought I'll have a go at something similar. So that your dish inspired this dish. So I'm going to try your dish one day. I'll try and copy it, because it looks delicious. And don't forget, folks, go and check Tracy out, and go and check Sarge out, and if you like the videos, give us a like. If you didn't like the video, still give us a like. Share the video, leave a comment, let me know how you do it. Do you do something like this? Let's see, I'm always up to new recipes, especially with sausages. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I only need 5 to go, and I've reached 500, so that would help me out. Take me out of my misery. Waiting. It's terrible. So Oh, quite often I put cheese in my potatoes, but I didn't tonight. I didn't want to take away. I wanted to taste what this dish was like without any fancy gear. So I'd make this one again, but I want to make that one a Tracy's to give it a go. It'll look delicious. But I'm gonna have to get. If I'd have had them packets of casserole sausage packets, I'd have been okay. But I didn't have that, and that took away from the dish. It was very similar. I'll still put the potatoes on top. I think I'll still do it that way. But I'll definitely get some sweet potato, and I'll do the carrot, and I'll put the carrots in, and I'll do the carrot and pumpkin mash. That looked delicious. Today I was going to do the English spinach, but I thought it'd be too much. So I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Take care. Keep cooking. Keep watching. Keep liking. Keep subscribing. Hey, tell him to get off, will you? Get off. All right, I'm going. Ta-ra!